Hello, party people. Hello. It's Randy for Thunderhorse Descendant. I'm here today with project number 3. Project number 3 from November 2023, Bargain Bead Box. This is our design. This is very much in the wire wrapping heaviness of it all. This is what we're going to do today. So, I have a couple of videos out already, and I was in my jammies and I was like, I'm going to make all these videos in one day. Well, didn't happen. I made 4 videos, 2 of which were projects. So here we are again on a Friday. So hopefully we can get some things accomplished today. So with that in mind, I am going to show you how I compartmentalize the wire wrapping and do it kind of like assembly line situation to make this a little faster, because I do have 3 other additional projects that I would like to do today. So let's get on into it, get down to the mat, get this party started. All right guys, here we are on the mat. This is project 3. So this is a pretty intensive wire wrapping project. Let's get the beads out here. What am I doing this in? Mookaite? Yeah, do this in the Mookaite. Okay. Alright, so we are going to use this one Mookaite strand, the matte Mookaite strand, and those little, I think they called them sunflower or sun spacers or something. So we are going to use those, and we are going to be wire wrapping first all the little dangly bits. Okay, so these guys need to be on their own little wire wrapped ball head pin, and then we're also wire wrapping this portion, and then we'll connect it together. So lots of wire wrapping. Let's do it. Let's just do it, huh? Okay, so I'm not going to worry about this strand right now, because this strand is going to go in between in the design, and we're just going to connect with a jump ring. So I'm just going to put that to the side for now. This part is for our earrings. I'm going to put that to the side. And these are all the beads that we're going to be using for this design. Alrighty. Now, if I remember correctly, let's see if I wrote it down. It says use 15, you need 15 wire wrap drops, and you need to use 22 gauge wire, okay, for wrapping the rest of it. I guess we're going gold, I said. I guess we're going gold. So, first things first, I'm going to count out 15 of these. 2, 10, 12, 14, 15. So we're going to first focus on these 15, and we're going to create the drops. Okay? So for these others, oh, that has beads in it. For these others, for right now, I'm just going to put them in here. Put those to the side. We are going to focus on these ones. And we are going to need, hey, I wonder. So I'm getting my ball head pins out. Now, I was just looking in there, oh, well, I have gold chain. I was like, oh, I should use copper. Okay, we're going to use gold ball head pins, because I said that, because we have this gold chain, right? So, for the earrings. So we're going to use gold ball head pins, and then I believe my 22 gauge gold wire is upstairs, but let me just double check. I thought I brought a 22 down here. Perhaps I did not. Okay, well, I'll have to go grab that up once we're done with this portion. So, here's my ball head pins, and I'm thinking that we can maybe get away with these little guys. Let's see if they're gonna fit. Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm going to get 15 of these little shorty guys out here. I like to use the shorty guys when I can. That is not the same. Because, you know, when you're using this is probably like what, a 2-inch or so versus a 3-inch, you know, kind of situation. I like to save those 3 inches for when I need them. I need 15 of these. I don't know how many I got. Okay, come on. Okay, I'll put these away. And we are going to start with these. Zoom you on in. Right. Maybe I can do this without having to grab up another mat. We'll see. Okay, so here's how I go about doing this so I can do it in a quick manner. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put my bead on there. Okay, on 15 of them, so they are ready to get wrapped. I know you might be thinking, Randy, why are we doing that? Well, I was informed that every time you have to switch your, I'll move this down for the time being. Switch your tools and things. You know, you're losing time there by switching and doing all these things. So we're kind of doing like an assembly line situation here. I'm putting all these on here so they're ready to be wrapped. And sometimes I do this when I have a lot of wrapping to do, just so I can get the wrapping, you know, done up pretty quickly. I'll do all of that at one time. I do usually like to start my projects by getting all of my dangly bits ready and getting my pendants together so that once I start a different portion of the project, then I don't have to stop and mess around with that, you know, kind of thing. But it's just something. This one is bent. I think I can get away with it. It's just something that I've always done. Well, that's not true. It's something that was taught to me by my friend Diane. And then after she taught me that, I just always did it that way. So now these can go back in the box. I don't need them. So now I'm going to take my first one, I'm going to move this up out of the way, and I'm just doing this so that my camera will focus better when there's nothing else on the mat. And this is how we're going to do, this is how I do the wire wrapped loop. So I'm just going to come down here. If you've not done this before, here we go. So I want my loops to be about the same. I've kind of got this down to muscle memory, but basically what I want to do is I want to leave enough space in between where my plier is hitting and the bead so that when I bend it and wrap, my wraps are going to sit inside of there. And I want to be able to do like 2.5, 3 wraps, right? So I also need to be mindful of where I am putting this wire into the plier because this is a tapered round nose. So the farther you go back, the bigger the loop is going to be. So you want all your loops to be the same size. So if you wanted to, what you could do is you could take a permanent marker and just make a line on your plier. It'll come off fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to make sure the bead is all the way down to the ball head pin, and then I'm going to bend it. Just like that. So now when I bend it, my plier is touching the bead, right? This bottom part of my plier is touching the bead. Now that's a personal preference. I'm going to then take this tail, go up over the top. I'm going to let go of pressure. I'm going to spin my plier to the top, grab a hold of it, right? maybe go a little past the top to create a loop. So now when I take this out of here, I got a loop. I'm going to put this in there. So this is what we should have if we're doing this all in one motion, right? So then what I do is I turn it completely sideways. So the bottom of my palm, the bottom of my hand is touching the mat, basically, right? It's facing towards the mat. And then I spin it. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So when you're twisting, you want to make sure that those loops are not going over the top of one another, because if you do, you're going to end up in a problem. I'm going to come in, flush cut that off as close as I can. And I'm going to take my flat nose, or my chain nose, and I'm going to squish it. Squish the loop on the top. This is just what I do. And then I go in and I tuck this tail. So I'm going to get a hold of that tail. Sometimes the tail's a little excessive. You might have to trim it again, but for the most part, should be okay. Tuck that in. And this is what we are attempting to accomplish 15 times. Okay? So, what I do, that's like one whole process, right? Which we got to switch tools, we got to do all kinds of things. So here's what I do. I'm going to take all of these. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to go around until I'm this far. And then I'm going to stop. And I'm going to do that to every one. Come in here, grab it, bend around the top, create the loop, and stop. Okay, around the top, create the loop, stop. And I'm going to do this to all of them. Okay, now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to wrap them. And I'm going to stop. I'm going to wrap them. I'm going to hang up. And I'm going to stop. Okay, we got to fix this one. Okay, and then since we're on this one, we're going to start here with the next set of things we need to do. So now with this one, we need to go in and cut. Go in, cut. Oop. So as you can see, I'm using just one tool at a time. I will say, if you're not used to doing things this, my camera just died. If you're not used to doing things this way, it can be a little bit, like there's kind of a little bit of a learning curve, like to make sure that you're getting all the things done that you need to do and remembering to do them and, you know, all that stuff. But for the most part, once you get the hang of it, it's pretty good. Alright, so now we have that portion done. Okay, so this is the one that's completely done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to now grab up my chain nose plier and I'm going to come in here and squish the loop and come around to the side, tuck it in. Squish the loop, come around here, tuck it in. Alright guys, today we are going to be using Soft Flex craft wire in gold, silver plated 22 gauge. So this is what I'm going to use to do the rosary part, or the wire wrapping of that part of the necklace. And so in order to do that, what we need to do is we need to take 2 of these beads, and I'll just show you here what we're going to do. So I'm going to get a little snippet of this, and basically how all of our wraps are going to look is we're going to go ahead and take this piece of wire. This is about, it's about, well, probably a little 3 inches or so. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave about 1 inch here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bend it. Okay, so it should look like a backwards 7. Backwards 7. Okay, I'm going to put this back in there where I had it. And I'm going to go up over the top, just like we did on these. Let go of tension, spin, bring this around. So when I take it out of there, it looks like this. Okay, I'm going to put this back in. And then what I do right here is I take my thumbnail, or I take this nail, and I make a little indent. Let me move this out of the camera view. Okay, I make a little indent right here, so it kind of looks like an eye pin would look, right? So I make a little indent with my fingernail. It just helps when you start the wrap for that loop to be straighter, in my personal opinion, allegedly. I'm going to wrap this around 3 times. Okay, here we go. I'm going to remove it. I'm going to give this a trim, close as I can. And I got to tuck that little wire in, squish the loop. Okay. Now, what we'll do is we'll put on one of these and one of our little drops we just made, and another. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Okay. So when we wrap this up, you want to make sure that this is all pretty snug down to the loop here. Okay, so then we're just going to do the same thing we did on the bottom. We're going to take it, bend it over the top, spin the plier around to the other side, and then turn it sideways and wrap. 1, 2, 3. I'll go ahead and take that off. We're going to do the loop and then tuck the wire in. Okay, so now it's up to you, like how do you know, how tight you want this to be. If you want it to be not this tight so that this part moves around more freely, you could do 2.5 wraps, but that's something to consider while you're making these, because once it's in there, and you're gonna get what you got. You know what I'm saying? So this is the next component. So I'm going to wrap all of these up. Okay, and before I start, again, I'm going to do kind of a similar situation, but I'll probably put it into fast forward so it doesn't take as long. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get my wire, and I'm going to cut wire. So I'm going to cut. So however long you like to make your pieces, I like to make my pieces a little bit longer so they're easier to work with. It's completely up to you. You do what you want. And we still have, so we got to pull 6 beads out of here for the earrings. So let's do 2, 4, 6, which does leave us with a few extra. We'll see where we are at with length, but we do have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 additional beads, minus the earrings, in case we need them. I'm just going to refer to our design here real quick to make sure. Yeah, it's just 3 for the earrings. So if we do need to make the additional, I guess it would make an additional 3 links. If we have them, but if we don't need them, then we'll just put them into the color blocking necklace. Okay, so now all of these are geared up and ready to go here. This one is complete, so I'm going to put this one in there. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to come through here and I'm going to create our loop on the other side. Okay. And stop. Now, like I said, this situation might not be for everybody, and if it's not for you, that's fine. I completely understand that. It doesn't make the design any less pretty cool, you know? I mean, the design's pretty cool. All right. So there's these guys. Now I didn't include the earring ones. To be honest, I just forgot about them. Otherwise, I would have included them while I was doing this. But anyways, we'll deal with that at another time. Now we go through and we cut. Okay. So we're just cutting. We're not worrying about tucking wires. We'll do that next. And this is the next step. Okay, now I'll go in here and get these little wires out of the way. Now we can tuck in all of the little tails. Okay, those are done. Cute, 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 cute. The next step of this, we have to go ahead and get our jump rings ready. Now, it's up to you if you want to use oval jump rings or round jump rings. I think in the oops, in the book, they actually used split jump rings, which I have split jump rings, but I think they're silver. Yeah, I don't think I have gold ones. So this is up to you which way you want to go about connection. So I'm going to use oval. And I want to try to see if one of these is going to fit on there. So let me try that. To make sure that it's going to work. Hey guys, I gotta switch these over to a 6. This 5 is just, it's a little too tight for my liking, to be honest with you. So I switched these over to a 6. I found some over here, so I'm going to use those instead. And I think that'll just be better for the whole situation. So I'm going to switch those out and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I got all my little guys over here and now I need to just start putting these together. Oh, I took one off of there. I took one off of there because it had the old jump ring on it, so I'm going to put one back. Okay, so there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my 2 pieces here and get my oval. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit because sometimes my camera will not focus. Oh, and my battery's dying. Great. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an oval jump ring. I'm going to open it up. Okay. On here, I'm going to put one of these. Then I'm going to put one of the little loops and another of these links. And then I'm going to close it up. So it's basically like a sandwich. So I'm not opening up those jump rings that are holding those little spacer beads. I'm only opening this one jump ring. Okay. So if you do it that way, we should end up, close that up there. Close. Okay. So these move around. And we can go in and fussy around with how that's going to lay when we're done. But basically this is what we are going to do. So we're just going to put on the next one. And again, my battery is going to die, so I'm going to try to get this all together here. I'm just repeating this step with my oval jump ring. Putting it on here. Putting on my charm, putting on another link. And so they might not be hanging correctly straight right now because I haven't gone in and made sure yet that all of my loops on these links are going the same way, so we're going to do that after. But this is what you should be getting thus far. Okay. So I am going to go through and I'm going to put these all together, and I'm going to grab a new battery and I'll be right back. Okie dokie, artichokes. So we had to, I had to, well, change my battery, but I also wrapped up those last 9 beads that we had because we did need it for length. That's these. And while I was doing that, I also wrapped up for the earrings. So we have that ready to go. So now, all we gotta do is connect these. Jefferson just made it home for the weekend, so that's good. Oh, we don't have any of these guys ready. Need a couple of these guys. So if you hear some commotion, that's him doing stuff upstairs. Okay, and then I think I'll need 2, and then I will do another one for the end of the necklace tail, I think. Okay, now we're ready to rock. So, I'm just going to add these extra ones on here. Like so. And then we'll be able to put on our clasp. Okay. Right. Those out of the way, and then get this out of the way. Okay. So here we are with our necklace. So let me zoom out a little bit and then we'll measure it. And I'm probably going to do a lobster clasp with an extender, and I know we are utilizing part of that as our earrings, but I want to grab up another little piece of it. Okay, so we are at 19 inches, not including the clasp, so let's get that on there. Now, let's see. I'm just going to use a lobster, I believe. That guy's working. And then I'm gonna, I gotta get in my drawer here. And there was some more chain in this guy. I just need a little smidge. Just a little smidge, little 2-inch extender. Nothing crazy. Okay. Put this on there. Oop. And this guy. over here with our little extender piece. And I thought I got one of these guys ready for the extender piece, but maybe I'm losing my mind. Totally possible. That's fine. We'll just whip this on the end here. Okay. So that is our necklace. There we go. I quite enjoy it, to be honest with you. It was a little bit of work, not gonna lie to you. But it looks nice. I really like it a lot. With the extender, we can get about, if we use the entire thing, you can probably get about 22 inches. So there we go. It's kind of giving the chain effect. I quite enjoy that. Very good. Okay, so now we're going to whip up the earrings. Now the earrings should not be hard, the matching earrings. I'm just going to move this to the side for the time being. We're going to bring that in here. Zoom it on in, ladies and gents. And we are going to, I'm going to cut this chain into 4 equal pieces. And to do that, I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to cut here. I mean, you can count it if you want to. I don't want to. Boom. Boom. Oops. Sorry. Go like this. And, oh, we have equalness here. So, I'm just going to cut the 2 bottom ones. So that's what I do. You're going to lose 2 links, but it is what it is. Okay, so there should be 4 equal pieces, and they are. So now, before I get going with any of my jump rings or anything, I am going to take this guy here, and I'm going to make sure that these here are evenly spaced, so they're both hanging up like this. I just broke that one. Okay, so boop, and then we're going to put on some jump rings. Now I'm going to attempt to use these Tinky Tots because I don't want too much extra length, and I'm hoping that'll work, but we shall see. These guys are quite small. Tinky Tot oval jump rings. Just put that on there, this on here. I guess maybe I should have looked at the picture. I didn't, but whatever. I'm sure this is fine. This one on the side. Yoke. And now I use a larger oval up top. So I just got to make sure this chain is laying the way it should be. Let me see. Yeah. This one is a little funky. Get with it here. Alright, and then all we need is an iron wire. I wanted a French iron wire. Do we not have a gold French iron wire rolling around this outfit? What? Oh, here's one. Looks like I gotta put those on my list. What's different color gold? Okay, lunch packs it is. I didn't really want to have to use another jump ring, but here we are. Wait a minute, maybe we don't have to. We don't have to. There we go. Smashing. Okay, I'll whip up the other one. I broke it, so now I gotta fix it. And I'll be right back. Alright, so there we go. I think Jefferson forgot how loud his voice carries in this house. He's just up there just making phone calls for work or something. I don't know if you guys can hear him. But anyways, here's our earrings. I did have to fix the one because I broke the thing, but you guys, I think this is a really cute earring design. I'd never done it before with just the 3 little stones. I'm kind of thinking like, oh, what about crystal drops? And what about, you know, like all the different things and stuff. Quite good. And I will say this, like, curb chain or whatever they're calling this chain, works out pretty good for that. So yeah, crystals, crystal drops, charms in the middle, you know, different types of stones. It's a pretty good, quick and easy kind of little design, so liking that. And then the necklace. Here's the necklace, the whole set together. Oh, I have to zoom out. Zoom it on out. There we go. So there is the whole set together. Now I will say this has taken a little bit of time, but not nearly as much time as that, you know, that I was thinking that I was going to take, because I was able to kind of like do all of those things that I was doing as far as like saving time and wrapping and all of that. Like I said, that's not for everybody, but you know, to each their own. I do really like it. I really like it a lot, actually. I didn't know if I was going to like it a lot. Not like, I mean, I thought I was going to like it, but I didn't know if I was going to like it like this much. I do really like it because this kind of just almost reminds me of chain. You know, of just like a rosary type chain, but it's got all these little doodads and things, so pretty happy. So let me show you, here is our drawn out design. Okay, the real thing versus the drawn out design. I know because this paper is so white, everything always looks kind of washed out here, but here's the paper design versus what we made. Pretty good out of 10. And then I'll show you the inspiration photo that originally we were like, oh yeah, you know, so there we go. Now, I will say that these guys had a few extra beads up here as their tail. I did not do that. I think they might have been using 8mm beads. Oh no, it says 6mm. It says 6s and 4s on here. I made my chain a little longer. You know, you wouldn't have to, whatever's going on there. But this is the inspiration photo. Quite good. And there is our version from the Bargain Bead Box. So I am quite happy with it. It was going to be wire wrapping intensive. We knew that going in, but I think it was worth it. Well worth it for the outcome. Also, you know, you could just do bracelet. Look at that. That's pretty good. I kind of enjoy that. See, isn't it fun, the ideas that we find? So what did we learn today? We learned how to do a little bit of like kind of assembly line work to make things go a little bit faster if you want to. We learned that you can take some kind of inspirational situation and make it your own with whatever things that you may have laying around. You can do a lot with this. You know, instead of mookaite beads, you just use crystal beads. Don't use crystal beads. Use all monochromatic green or all blue, or you could do red and green and make it Christmas. Or, you know, instead of these little spacers, you could do like a little charm there, or, you know, whatever. Like, there's a million variations. I do really like this a lot. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. If you are, please consider becoming a member of the Thunderhorse Descendant YouTube channel. It's $9.99 a month, and that is to support me to continue to bring you beading tutorials, to continue to bring you unboxings and bargain bead boxes and live videos and sales and all that good jazz. Also, when you are a member of our channel, you are going to get your own live video on Wednesday. This is where we talk a lot about bead symbolism, bead history, all those little things you're seeing come out in those quizzes that I've been doing, like that type of stuff. We look at all of my books, you know, my magazines and things of that nature. We go to the store. Sometimes we have our own little personal members only sales. Like, we do all the things. So if you cannot be present at 3 p.m. on Central Time on a Wednesday, that's fine. It goes into a playlist that is available for the members only. You also get all of your videos 24 hours in advance versus the public. Now, if you cannot be a member, that's fine too. We are so happy that you are here, and your participation is super appreciated in the likes and the comments and in the views. So I appreciate all of you. I hope you're all having a lovely, spectacular, amazing beading day. Please tell me what you think of this design if you tried it. Let me know how you feel about the compartmentalizing of the kind of the way that we did it. If you try that, let me know how it goes. Hope you guys have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.